Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between APM Star and Ted. If you're looking for Game 3 in the best of 3 series between Fly, Ted, ATF Poxiao, and ATF Leaf, there is no Game 3. Ted and Fly was able to beat them in 2 straight games. This is an anti-spoiler cast. And, well, I try to cast best of threes all the time, and I can't always find them. Alright, let's take a look on the top right-hand side of the map. We do have APM Star spawning as the blue undead. Meanwhile, the red undead spawning as... or Ted spawning as the red undead. I'll just try to refer to them as red versus blue from now on. You'll just have to be smart enough to know that red is Ted, and blue is APM Star? Yeah, sorry, can't get it to rhyme. Red is Ted. Red, Ned, Ted, and Ed in bed. Yes, hop on pop. Apparently one of Arya's favorite stories, as we now get into the game on Amazonia. Also, if you guys notice, I had to turn off Fog of War because there are no observers. Renegade Wizards are down off over here, 533 creep camp, and I am interested to see, are we going to see a Lich first? Yes, Lich first coming in from Ted. Meanwhile, a Death Knight first coming in from APM. So blue, Death Knight, red, Lich. And that is a very, very interesting combination, as the Lich actually has more damage output than the Death Knight. Just because the Death Knight can't really death coil anything. If the Death Knight cannot death coil anything, then all he has is a very, very expensive heal. That's a single target heal. Meanwhile, the Lich is a very good AoE nuker that also slows and is able to pick off running units. That is one of the reasons why the Lich is such a common hero in an undead versus undead matchup. Death Knight now on the move. Where is it going? I'm not sure. But it will actually benefit from Blight being on his opponent's side of the map. Faster regeneration. Lich sitting at level 1. And a Lich versus a Death Knight. Always a very strange sight, as the Lich now looking to back away. Death Knight still wandering around here. Lich looking for the target. Has not found them just quite yet. One lone acolyte apparently used to summon buildings, and summon buildings only, as a Death Knight now looks to run in and cause a bit of harassment here. Very, very interesting building placement by Ted, making it difficult for units to come down this way, and even more difficult coming down this way as the Nerubian Tower is in position. Lich now still battling it up. Death Knight, they're just exchanging blows, but the Lich is a ranged hero and does come out ahead. Alright, ghouls are now out, and the ghouls are going, as they will be taking down the Renegade Wizard in a short amount of time. There it goes. You can see the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength have already been dropped. Is it going to be picked up? Gloves of Haste, all very nice items that could be sold rather quickly. Skeletal Minions now joining in, as the Lich now sits at level 2. Tome of Agility, is it gonna bother to be red? Probably not, as, oh, there is a Frost Nova. The Death Knight could get surrounded, and yes, he does. A surround at level 1, as a beautiful play now coming in. Skeletal Minions now try to make their way in. A little bit of free experience, as we do see a Dark Ritual to get some extra mana onto that Lich. The Lich should have no problem keeping up with the normal mana problems that a Lich normally has, as long as there are skeletons on the ground. Skeletons on the ground definitely means skeletons standing up, which also means Gauntlets of Ogre Strength not being picked up. No, it means that Skeletal Minions will be used for that Dark Ritual in order to get more mana. You can see that the Lich is now making its way off to the north, going after some of these units here. Is it going to go ahead and get off of Frost Nova in just a moment? No, deciding not to, utilizing those Skeletal Minions for what they were intended for originally, to do some creeping and maybe even some harassment. Alright, down goes the Kobold once more. Tome of Strength and Wand of Illusion. Still, we can see a very, very nice tempting creep camp here, as we already are on the move. It is going to be a Lich and a... Huh? Okay. Alright, okay. So, Apparently, when you have Fog of War on, you can't tell which one's the illusion. I was confused for a second, as we now see the Death Knight now running by. Alright, how much damage is going to be dealt? The ghouls are in trouble. Level 3 now on that Lich. That level 3 Lich could perhaps cast a lot of Frost Novas, and that is exactly that. Frost Nova dealing so much damage and now trying to finish off a lower hit point Crypt Fiend. The Lich now continuing to make his way over. Is he perhaps going to try to sacrifice? Yes, get in some more mana again and trying to take down another Kobold Taskmaster as the Sentry Wards have now been picked up. Alright, Skeletal Minions being picked up on the other side as well. Lich now making a run and a move back down around. There is a Frost Nova as the Death Knight takes another blow to the back and now is being forced to retreat. Down off over here. Are we getting up a second hero? Yes, we are. Death Knight is the second hero for Ted. Meanwhile, Lich is the second hero for ATM Star. And ATM Star, or APM Star, not ATM, Money Star, yeah. APM Star will really need to get that Lich leveled up. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is actually going to be a little bit more of a tankier hero, meaning that him at level 1 is much more difficult to kill than a level 1 Lich, especially when you compare Frost Novas, as you cannot, I repeat, cannot. Oh, what is going on here? Oh, trying to take down some skeletal minions for some free experience. And is it going to be doing exactly that? It looks as though the Crypt Fiends are going to be coming over. This could be a potentially bad situation, but the Death Knight opting not to give chase to that lower hit point Lich, knowing that he cannot death coil it. And that must be very frustrating for that Death Knight, knowing that he cannot actually death coil that Lich. Level 3 on the Lich now, on the Death Knight now. Meanwhile, level 1 on the Lich, level 1 on the Death Knight. And what level do we have on this Lich? Level 3, as a Death Coil does hit him, and yes, he is getting healed. Coming back off over here, Death Coils again. Lich off over here, and what is going to be happening next? Death Knight now looking to come in, and how much damage is being dealt? There is another Crypt Fiend getting taken down there, and more Dark Rituals coming in order to just have an almost endless supply of mana. There is another Frost Nova coming in from a separate Lich, and we do see the bit of turnaround is fair play as the retreat is in order. Lich now making its way off to the north. What's going to happen here? The Lich may get off a Frost Nova. Is he going to be able to get some steals? Not 100% sure. Death Knight trying to engage. The Lich is sitting at level 1 and will still stay at level 1 as both the Lich and the Death Knight are backing away. Red deciding to back off. He is about to be at Black Citadel. Meanwhile, already at Black Citadel for APM Star. So APM Star should be able to get up his third hero slightly faster. Is it going to be trained up? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait for the gold. Meanwhile, are we going to see a third hero come in from Ted? And what is this? A Dreadlord now being trained up. So a Dreadlord being trained up by Ted, in fact. This does look to be very interesting strategy. A Dreadlord, Sleep, Carry-On Wave, Vampiric Aura. That's my idea of what spells will be cast first. Carry-On Wave or Sleep. Vampiric Aura wouldn't really make much sense at this point, as the Lich now making its way over and pretty much still sitting on full mana. There is some engagement now. There goes another unit. Death Coil. Death Knight now trying to give chase. What's going to be happening here? The Lich could perhaps just turn around and get off another Frost Nova. Does he want to do exactly that? No, he does not, as he's just able to retreat and return all the way back home. Out moves the Dreadlord. Dreadlord could cause some problems, especially if APM Star does not know how to deal with it. Meanwhile, a Dark Ranger has come out. So Dark Ranger for APM Star, a Dreadlord for Ted, and the Dreadlord, I still don't know what spell he is currently has to use. Do we see a Sleep? Yes, it is going to be Sleep onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend does get taken down, followed by the Lich. Both Lich and Crypt Fiend fall at just relatively the same time off of a very impressive Sleep surround onto that Lich there. Death Knight now just continuing to try to save up more and more of his units. Another Crypt Fiend does get taken down. Are we perhaps going to see another Sleep here? And we need to see another Sleep here coming in just a moment, as another Crypt Fiend is able to back away. Dreadlord sitting at 100 and something on mana. Is he going to have enough to do anything else? Perhaps try a bit more of an engagement here. There's another Frost Nova there. And there is the silence on the Dreadlord. Dreadlord unable to cast Sleep, but it may be too little too late as the damage is already being dealt. Gargoyles are in the air. How much damage can be done there? A fair amount. A fair amount. As there is not enough real damage on that Dark Ranger or that Lich yet, especially since that Lich is currently down. Alright, let's go ahead and continue to fight it out here. Both sides still trying to engage, trying to get a good handle on their current situations and predicament. Death Knight now running all the way back. Gargoyle sitting at 89 hit points. Dreadlord, the undead tri-hero, the classic undead tri-hero, a combination from undead, and are they going to be able to get away? Oh, looks as though Sasquatch is continuing that chase here, and now backing off. All right, more units are dropping. A couple forest trolls will fall here in just a second, and now the Death Knight now looking to re-lead his army to victory. APM Star just engaging and then backing away, perhaps not wanting to commit too much into any particular fight since he has been losing the majority of the fights recently. Alright, let's come back off over here. Destroyers are in the air. We do have Crypt Fiends. This is a much, much stronger army that we've seen from APM Star than we have seen in the past. Meanwhile, let's take a look.
Our forces are under attack.
Ted, not with very much, just with actually mass gargoyles. And I'm curious as to how this mass gargoyle strategy will work. Alright, more items have been left behind. What is that rock golem going to leave? I don't know. But maybe Ted can let me know and figure it out. Both sides are fighting out. There's Sleep on the hero. There's a Death Coil. Both sides are still fighting it here. We can see lots of web now coming in as the gargoyles are getting snared down. All right, so many gargoyles getting taken down, so little time. Only 2 gargoyles are left, and both sides are still talking it out using their fists and swords and arrows. Lich now taken, I believe that was not the Lich, the Dreadlord now taken down already. We can now also see Lich trying to engage. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability isn't going to be enough as the Death Knight is still staying alive. No, it was the Dark Ranger that was taken down, not the Dreadlord, as Ted gets off a decent hero kill. And oh, what is this? Lich able to escape at 148 hit points just in time and returning home. Slaughterhouse, low upkeep coming in for APM Star. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Ted. Ted must be somewhere within the 35 to 40 range right now. Still has plenty of room to try and train up more units. Lich, Death Knight now backing away. Dark Ranger. Are we going to perhaps see some very, very strong creeping here? That's exactly what APM Star wants to do. He wants to be able to creep his army and get enough experience to really take out Ted. Ted has a 4-2-1 combination, with the 4 being the Lich. Meanwhile, we have a 4-2-1 combination with the 4 being the Death Knight. No, 4-3 combination, so the Lich and the Death Knight actually have a bit of a hero advantage, and the Dark Ranger is also seen at level 3. APM Star is actually in a very, very good position here. 4-3-3 versus 4-2-2. A significant advantage, but once the hero starts getting to level 5, that's really where I think Ted is going to start to shine more, as Ted will be able to utilize his Lich much more effectively. Death Knight, Crypt Fiend now on the move. Shops in the top left and bottom right do not appear to be utilized just quite yet. We can see Granite Golem and Rock Golems are in position here. Most likely will not get focused down. They do have chaos damage and fairly decent armor, making them rather difficult to take down in that regard. Destroyer still on the move. Let's take a look at this. Gargoyles, Destroyers down off over here. Death Knight still seeing that level 4. We could have a 4-3-3 versus a 4-2-2. And what's coming in here? Gargoyles, Crypt Fiends, and Snares. Webs now being cast. It looks as though Absorb Mana. Down goes one of those Destroyers. No, does not go down. Just doing a very, very good job of just staying alive. The creature Carapace already being upgraded for APM Star, as he's hoping that the upgrades will be enough. Let's take down more units there. It looks like a Crypt Fiend does go down again. The Crypt Fiend falling at the hands of a Lich, and wow, so easily played. And it looks like Ted is pretty much going to win every game that I cast today, as that Death Knight is going to be slipping off to the north again. Here's the counterattack. Gargoyles are now trying to back away. Are they going to be able to get away in time? Death Knight so wishes that he could Death Coil and take down that fleeing unit, but unable to do so. And now Ted, sitting at 4-2-2 with a couple Destroyers, has to ponder some of his options and figure out what his long-term strategy will be. Alright, Destroyer is still on the move here. These granite golems are not easily taken out. They are immune to magic. And, oh, there is a boulder to the head. Dark Ranger taking a lot of damage. And are they? I thought they were immune to magic. Okay, apparently they can still take magic damage, even though they are, in fact, immune to magic. Nope, they cannot. That was the wrong animation that I was seeing. That was the attack coming in from some of the other units. Alright, Gargoyles would have been a much, much better unit choice in this situation. Let's see what's going to happen here. Dark Ranger sitting at level 3, as we are now going to come in for the gank. No Skeletal Minion just got there. It looks as though there's going to be one Rock Golem left. What was left behind? Django Endurance Aura. Django Endurance Aura. Lost my train of thought there. Going to be very effective for these large armies. Now, Destroyers, Gargoyles, Death Knight, Dreadlord, Lich sitting at level 4 with a Belt of Giant Strength nonetheless. Going to be very difficult to take down with that 150 bonus experience. Alright, let's see what's going to happen here. Destroyers still wandering around. Crypt Fiends, Abominations, Dark Rangers, as the Granite Golems are now just currently standing there. Are the Death Knights going to be able to finish it off? No, we can see an engagement here, and all of these Gargoyles may perhaps try to engage here in just a moment, and that would have been the perfect creepjacking time for Ted if Ted wanted to really lay down the damage. Otherwise, that level APM Star may have actually crept out that level 9 creep camp. Destroyers are on the way. Abomination now looking to come in, and will it be enough? Alright, here we go. Another engagement at the Granite Golems. This could turn out to be a very, very bad spell, though. As we're going to see, the Gargoyles and the Destroyers are looking to back away once more. Are we going to see the engagement now? No, they are just still backing away, playing a game of pretty much chicken, trying to see who is going to engage first. Alright, here we have it. Oh, damage being dealt to the Death Knight. Death Knight is now being silenced. Is he going to be able to make it away? It looks like silence was cast once more. Obsidian statue now backing off again. All right.
Our forces are under attack.
Once again, we can see APM Star now going after the Granite Golems. Are we actually gonna see something happen here? And it looks like we may see something go down. Gargoyles and Destroyers are in position, but no, they are not yet ready to fight. Crypt Fiends, they should have web at this point. If they do not, that is going to be... There you go. There's the web, bringing them all down. Gargoyles going after all of those Destroyers. Destroyers now taken down rather quickly. Both sides are still fighting it out, and it looks like the Gargoyles are just stuck on the ground. Dark Ranger, Death Knight, both sides fighting it up. Ted ends up losing his Death Knight, And wow, level 4 on both the Lich and the Death Knight. Both sides are still engaging here. Ted is going to be in a big trouble, engaging in a place where he really has nowhere to belong, as we now see that the Dreadlord down to 38 hit points. Oh, able to escape ever so barely again. Level 5 now on the Death Knight. Level 5, level 4, level 3 combination. And this may be it. Level 4 now on the Dark Ranger. Level 5, 4, 4 versus Ted's solo hero here. The Lich now down at level 5. The Dreadlord at level 3. And I believe the Death Knight is currently being resurrected at level 4. All right, Lich now trying to run away. Will it be able to get away in time? Lich down to 138 hit points. Dark Ranger trying to get off some easy shots. Is it going to be enough? Down to 145 again. Lich able to get back on the Blight. And will he be able to live and fight another day? All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. Ted is in a bit of trouble here. We are going to see this engagement. There goes a statue. A sitting statue could get taken down. Oh, Lich could get taken down as well. Both sides are still fighting it up. And now the Lich taking a Frost Nova. Down it goes. And he says GG. So APM Star does a great job taking a game from Ted here in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.